Motorola Edge 20 Pro Review, budget flagship smartphone with a 144Hz display and 12GB of RAM. The somewhat different flagship. The Edge 20 Pro is the flagship from Motorola that supports the Ready for platform. Thanks to the latter's desktop mode, the Moto phone also wants to act as a PC replacement. However, the relatively low flagship price also comes with compromises. Read on to find out what those are and whether it's worth buying. Motorola is focusing on the camera and display quality in particular for its 2021 flagship series. It's therefore hardly surprising that the Edge 20 Pro is the manufacturer's first smartphone with a periscope telephoto lens and a panel with a refresh rate of 144Hz. The 6.7-inch OLED display also features 10-bit color reproduction and HDR10+ support. A Snapdragon 870 along with 12GB of LPDDR5 RAM and UFS 3.1 storage power the Motorola phone running Android 11. However, the Edge 20 Pro, which is equipped with 5G and Wi-Fi 6, has to deal with some compromises compared with the high-end competition for an MSRP of just under €700, $812. Read more about these in our comprehensive review. Processor: Qualcomm Snapdragon 875 G8 by 2.4 to 3.2 GHz. Memory 128 MB. RAM 6 GB, 8 GB, 12 GB. Display 6.70-inch, 2400 by 1080 pixel 393 ppi, 144 Hz. Storage 256 GB. Weight 185 g. Price €699. Case: Edge 20 Pro with Gorilla Glass 5. The splash-proof and IP52 certified glass case of the Edge 20 Pro is available in 3 different colors. Despite the plastic frame, the Motorola phone leaves a high-quality impression, and the build quality is very good as well. It looks less bulky compared to other smartphones in this price range, especially due to its relatively low weight of well under 200 grams. The flat OLED panel is surrounded by quite wide bezels on all 4 sides considering that it's a high-end phone. As a result, the screen-to-body ratio of the Edge 20 Pro is only 89%. In comparison, the Xiaomi Mi 11i achieves a value of over 91%. The 6.7-inch display is only protected by 5th-generation Gorilla Glass. For just under €700, $700, though, it could have featured the latest protection standard, Victus. The pronounced camera hump on the back clearly protrudes from the case, so that it wobbles a lot when you use the device on a table. Unlike last year's Edge generation, the back of the Motorola Edge 20 Pro doesn't look hollow, and its stability is satisfactory. The card slot in the frame can be equipped with 1 nano SIM card on each side, and it's flush with the frame. Similar to the manufacturer's Moto series, you can use a dedicated button on the left side of the Edge 20 Pro to launch Google Assistant for voice control. Connectivity: Motorola phone with UFS 3.1. The Motorola phone's connectivity features include USB OTG for connecting external accessories quickly as well as for wireless image transmission of the screen content. The 4500 mAh battery is also charged via the USB-C port at the bottom of the case using 30-watt turbo power technology. In addition, the port supports the USB 3.1 Gen 1 standard as well as DisplayPort 1.4 for wired data transfers. Fortunately, the manufacturer includes the corresponding DisplayPort-capable USB-C and HDMI cable with its flagship smartphone. The UFS 3.1 storage has a capacity of 256 GB, but only 223 GB is available to the user out of the box. The internal storage of the Edge 20 Pro is not expanded. Besides the SD card slot, users will also have to do without an IR blaster, a radio receiver, and an audio jack. Furthermore, there's neither a notification LED nor a proper always-on display feature. Motorola remains true to its preview display feature in the Edge series as well. Software: Motorola smartphone with Android 11. Motorola has pre-installed a minimalist manufacturer interface based on Android 11 on its flagship smartphone, with security patches at the level of September 2021 at the time of testing. Motorola promises at least 2 Android operating system updates and 2 years of bi-monthly security updates for its Edge 20 lineup. As before, the MyUX user interface features the familiar Moto experiences, including gestures to activate the flashlight or individual design customizations. With the exception of Facebook, third-party apps are not present. We only find Google Apps and in-house apps after booting the system. The Camera 2 API is available with Level 3, and thanks to DRM Widevine L1, it's possible to stream content in HD quality. Besides the minimalistic user interface, Motorola equips its Edge 20 Pro with hardware and software security features called ThinkShield for mobile. This is a platform based on Lenovo's ThinkShield brand, meaning that there's supposed to be special protection against malware, phishing, and network attacks. The Ready for functions can now also be used wirelessly on an external TV or computer screen. This makes it easy to use this special desktop mode from the comfort of your couch. In addition, the Edge 20 Pro can serve as a remote control or camera for video calls. Communication and GNSS, Edge 20 Pro with Wi-Fi 6. In terms of communication, the Motorola phone offers Bluetooth 5.1 dual SIM functionality and 5G but without wave support, as well as an NFC chip for near-field communication. In addition to the 5G standard, the premium smartphone has access to a total of 25 LTE bands. All relevant LTE frequencies for German-speaking countries, including band 28, are covered. The Edge 20 Pro is also ideally equipped for traveling, such as to the USA, for example. Within the home Wi-Fi network, the Edge 20 Pro supports the FastAX standard with Wi-Fi 6, which results in high transfer rates in our measurements. However, the Xiaomi Mi 11i is much faster when sending data. In combination with our Netgear Nighthawk AX12 reference router, the Motorola phone could also be a bit more consistent when receiving data. Telephone and call quality. The Edge 20 Pro can manage up to 2 SIM profiles simultaneously. Motorola doesn't offer an eSIM option, but VoLTE and Wi-Fi calling are on board in return. Call quality is good, and even loud ambient noise is suppressed well. However, the maximum volume of the earpiece is relatively low. Video calls using the Skype app and the speaker work smoothly and pleasantly on the premium phone thanks to the 3 built-in microphones. Cameras, Edge 20 Pro with 108MP. The 108MP main camera of the Edge 20 Pro provides a good overall image quality in our sample photos, where 9 pixels are combined into one large ultra-pixel by default. With an optical format of 1.52, it's the largest camera sensor that Motorola has installed in a smartphone so far. Pictures taken with the Samsung ISOCELL HM2 remain relatively natural and soft. Motorola almost doesn't over-sharpen subjects in post-processing, unlike some rivals that perform a heavy amount of artificial sharpening in post-processing, like the Apple iPhone 13 in our photo comparison, for example. Nonetheless, the Edge 20 Pro's overall sharpness level could be a bit better, although the OnePlus 9 Pro produces much blurrier results at the edges in particular. Motorola should, however, improve color accuracy via software. We use the Color Checker Passport to analyze color reproduction under controlled lighting conditions in comparison to the actual reference colors. Measurements are taken once under full studio lighting and once at a light intensity of 1 lux. The analysis performed with the Color Checker Passport reveals high deviations compared to the actual reference colors, especially considering that the Pro model is the flagship device of the Edge series. Blue and greenish shades are significantly brightened and displayed too garishly using the 108MP camera. The white balance has also been calibrated a bit too warm. The Edge 20 Pro does a good job in low light despite the lack of wah, at least in steady hands. The increased light sensitivity of the ultra-pixel results in decently illuminated pictures even in low light conditions. The sharpness and dynamic range are satisfactory for the price range. The same is true for the ultra-wide-angle photos with a resolution of 16MP, but the detail and sharpness level is not quite on par with the OnePlus 9. The zoom capabilities of the Edge 20 Pro are very good. The optically stabilized 8MP periscope camera, which redirects the light captured at a 90-degree angle, results in a decent sharpness at 5x. Even the 50x super zoom works out details quite nicely. The photos taken with the front-facing camera are also impressive. Motorola finds an appealing balance between over-sharpening and softening here. The details and image dynamics are at a good level in daylight. Switching to portrait mode, though, leads to blown out and overexposed picture areas and bright backgrounds. In terms of videos, the Motorola Edge 20 Pro is capable of recording at 8K. It also offers an audio zoom to better capture the sound coming from a subject while filtering out ambient noise and voices. Switching lenses during video recordings is only possible in the Full HD setting. When shooting in UHD quality, 24, 30, 60 fps, users are limited to the 108MP camera. Selfie enthusiasts also get a 4K option with the 32MP lens on the front. Accessories and warranty, Edge 20 Pro with 30-watt charger. The package contains a modular power adapter with a rated output of 30 watts, a USB charging cable, and a ready for HDMI cable. Our test device doesn't come with a protective film out of the box, and the protective case advertised by the manufacturer wasn't included with our sample, either. Every Motorola Edge smartphone comes with a 2-year standard limited warranty. An optional extended coverage can ensure the Edge 20 Pro against mechanical failures for another 12 months. The optional accidental damage protection contract, €94.99, $111, for 2 years, provides additional coverage for physical damage or damage caused by liquids. Input devices and handling, Edge 20 Pro with Face Unlock. The capacitive touchscreen detects inputs very reliably, and the gliding properties of the Corning Gorilla Glass are outstanding. Using the device also benefits from the display's high refresh rate of 144 Hz, which makes image transitions and scrolling buttery smooth. In addition, the capacitive touchscreen has a very low touch latency. The Edge 20 Pro scans for possible user input up to 576 times per second in certain applications, such as games. A fingerprint scanner has been integrated into the power button for biometric security, and it impresses with a high recognition rate. However, its placement takes a lot of getting used to. The sensor is placed much too high, even for users with large hands, so that the fingers always need to be repositioned. The Motorola phone can also be unlocked via facial data using face recognition, but this is performed using the 2D method, which isn't very secure. Display, Moto phone with OLED panel. The Motorola Edge 20 Pro's 6.7-inch Max Vision OLED display offers 10-bit colors while meeting HDR10 Plus standards. The 29 panel has a 1080p resolution and features an adaptive refresh rate control. The flagship smartphone can automatically match this rate to the content displayed and adjust it between 48 and 144 Hz. Other smartphones, such as the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, for example, have a minor advantage in terms of power consumption here, as the display's refresh rate can be reduced to as low as 10 Hz. In our measurements, the OLED panel achieves a high luminance of 666 CD per square meter using a homogeneous illumination. The Xiaomi Mi 11i, however, is much brighter. We also test the brightness with an evenly distributed ratio of dark to bright areas, APL 50. In this case, we also measure a good brightness level of 686 CD per square meter, but this is significantly surpassed by the Mi 11i with 1201 CD per square meter. Although the APL 10, theoretically, leaves some headroom, the Edge 20 Pro's brightness still isn't optimal for HDR content. The Motorola smartphone uses pulse width modulation, PWM, at a high frequency of 472 Hz for brightness control. We measured a much lower frequency of 120 Hz in DC dimming mode, but the fluctuations in amplitude are also significantly lower here. Performance, Moto Edge 20 Pro with Snapdragon SoC. With the Snapdragon 870, Motorola has installed a powerful 7nm SoC that integrates a fast prime core running at up to 3.2 GHz and 3 additional performance cores based on the Cortex A77 architecture with a clock rate of up to 2.42 GHz. To save power, 4 additional ARM Cortex A55 cores have also been integrated, 1.8 GHz. A powerful Adreno 650 graphics unit is also built into the Qualcomm SoC. In everyday use, last year's high-end processor architecture in combination with the built-in 12GB of LPDDR5 RAM provides a very good system performance. Animations and application loading times are pleasingly fast thanks to the very fast 144 Hz display and the UFS 3.1 storage, respectively. As expected, the CPU benchmarks of the Snapdragon 870 and the Edge 20 Pro are weaker than those of the Snapdragon 888, which is typically found in this price range. Nevertheless, the Motorola phone is very competitive due to its lower heat development and the absence of SoC throttling, especially in longer GPU tests like FX Bench. Games, Moto smartphone only with 60 FPS. Its technical specifications make the Motorola flagship ideal for gaming, a fast SoC, a large 144 Hz OLED display with a sampling rate of 576 Hz, and good cooling. Nonetheless, we aren't completely satisfied with the gaming performance, which we checked with Game Bench. Although the Armageddon Arena shooter is rendered consistently, the Edge 20 Pro stops at 60 FPS, even though the game supports 144 FPS. We would have liked to see at least 120 FPS here. A constant 60 FPS is also possible in PUBG Mobile with the HD setting, and even at the highest detail level, UHD, there's no stuttering on the Motorola phone. Speaker. Although the Edge 20 Pro is a high-end device, it only features a mono speaker. We measured a maximum volume of 82 decibels, which is sufficient for everyday use, but not particularly loud. The bottom speaker has a linear frequency response for mids and highs. Bass is not present in the sound pattern. Wired headphones can be connected to the smartphone via the USB-C port. Alternatively, this can also be done wirelessly via Bluetooth 5.1. Besides the SBC, AAC, and LEC audio codecs, APSH, APSH HD, and APSH Adaptive are available as well. Battery life, Edge 20 Pro with low power consumption. Energy consumption. The Edge 20 Pro exhibits a consistently lower power consumption than the Snapdragon 888 competition, especially in load scenarios. This can be seen very clearly in the GFX bench measurements with an adjusted display brightness, 150 CD per square meter. The battery has a capacity of 4,500 mAh and supports fast wired charging at up to 30 watts. Wireless charging is not supported. The Edge 20 Pro is fully recharged in about 75 minutes with a 30-watt charger. Verdict on the Motorola Edge 20 Pro. The Edge 20 Pro is an elegant and well-built premium smartphone that does many things right, but it also has some minor weaknesses. For instance, the flagship of the Edge 20 series doesn't feature wireless charging, WA for the 108MP camera, or a water-resistant IP certification. The mono speaker and the choice of the Snapdragon 870 don't really fit into the overall picture of a €700 phone, either. Especially since the Snapdragon 888 competition, such as the Xiaomi Mi 11i, achieves much better rates in our brightness measurements, we would have liked the Edge 20 Pro to have a bit more headroom for outdoor use. With its flagship, Motorola finds a good mix of available performance/features and compromises associated with the fairly low pricing. On the other hand, the Motorola flagship also offers a lot of positive aspects. The lightweight MyUX software, including the ready for functionality, the very good battery runtimes with a refresh rate of 144 Hz, as well as the appealing overall camera package should be mentioned here. In addition, the performance level of the Edge 20 Pro is even superior in some respects compared with the OnePlus 9 or Nubia Red Magic 6S Pro with the Snapdragon 888 due to its low heat development.